as I started talking to him, I realized that's the guy that get fined by the commissioner all the time for playing too rough. I mean, that's my kind of player, dude. I mean, like, football is supposed to be a rough sport. And if you look back to, like, 85 Bears and back when the Raiders were running things, those guys were putting guys out of commission. I think the way he plays is brilliant because if you don't play that way, you end up without a job. You know what I mean?
So he could hold his own in this sport?
Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, man. The way I mean, he's not even that big of a guy, man. And he's knocking down 250 plus like linebackers and receivers and running backs. You know, I think he can hold his own in MMA. If I had to swap training with him for a game, a fight with him for a day, and he fight and I go play football, I think I could do his job too. You know what I'm saying? I played football in high school, so I'm pretty good at it.
You ready for this fight? You trained?
Yeah, man. You know what? I know you guys not seeing me all riled up like I normally am, man. And I'm still myself. You know, I just want to channel my energy to this fight. You know, I don't want to get over anxious. I don't want to get too crazy. I just want to keep myself a little grounded right now because coming into a fight against a guy like Jim Miller, you know, there's no room for error. Of course, I was excited for my last fight with Lozon, and I was in the best shape of my life. I just rushed myself and got caught. So right now, you know, training myself this new year, you know, my key word is patience. And in order to be patient, sometimes I got to keep myself calm when I don't want to be. You know, I'd rather be sitting here jumping around crazy, but I want to translate how I feel right now into the ring. It's not going to affect my style of fighting, just so you guys know. I'm still going to go in and be the fast, explosive kid that I am. But right now, I just want to stay focused and grounded and try to humble myself to where I can go in against a guy like Jim and not make that mistake I made against Lozon.
What does it mean to take this event now on FX to a city like Nashville and show it to the audience here?
Oh man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here in Nashville. I actually was here 2 months ago, around the time that we had to promote the fight with the radio stations. Ryan, my boy from the UFC PR, he brought me out, and it was an amazing trip. The people in Nashville are great. I actually have friends and family here that lives here in Nashville. It's a wonderful place. I haven't visited much. My only time ever here was when I was here 2 months ago. But I've been to Memphis a bunch of times. So, you know, Tennessee itself is a great state, and it's an honor to be fighting the first FX card here. And I get to fight in the Predators Arena, which I got a jersey from the Leafs team when I was in Canada last year, and then this year I come here and now I get a jersey from the Predators. So I'm slowly becoming a very big hockey fan. You know, I didn't watch hockey before, but to actually get to see those guys train and actually be on the ice the last time I was here, it was amazing. So it's definitely a sport I might want to try out one day.
Melvin, you mentioned the fact, I heard you talking in court, you mentioned the fact that cousin is somebody that a lot of people from this area know pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, Eddie George is actually a distant cousin of mine. It's a cousin on my mom's side of the family, and I never knew him growing up. I was real young, but my grandparents, you know, was aware and let us know that he was a cousin of ours a long time ago when he was in the league, and it's kind of cool, man. And to come back to fight right up the street from the stadium he played in and where he lived for a long time, it's an awesome feeling.
Would you rather be, I guess, on one of the big pay-per-view cards and be one of the 5 fights, or do you like being the center of attention, kind of the headliner?
You know what, man? Even when I fight pay-per-views, I'm always the center of attention. I kind of take the attention off the main eventers, you know. So for me, you know, it's just an honor and great just to have my job. And so, you know, I'm living a childhood dream right now, and I always wanted to be a UFC fighter since the first Gracie fight I've ever seen. And to be a part of something so big and so great, and I've been in the UFC for 6.5, almost 7 years now, and to watch it grow as big as it's grown and to be a part of that, it's an amazing feeling. You know, and I always go back to, you know, when me and Rashad were on Season 2 Ultimate Fighter. You know, when you really look back at the whole 16-guy roster, me and Rashad are only 2 left. You know what I mean? So, you know, those are the things that I focus around and put my energy around. Not, you know, yeah, I know in the past I've said, yeah, I want to win a title, I want a title. Of course, I want to have the title eventually, but right now I just want to enjoy fighting, getting better, and by the time I do become a world champion, that I can hold the belt for a long time and be successful. You know, because I learned from a close friend recently that sometimes when you win the belt too fast, it could be the end of your career. You know, so I definitely want to enjoy my career and win the belt before I take my way out the door. You know, and that way I can be successful at it.
Is that one of your goals for this year, or what are your goals?
Oh yeah, it's always my goal. I mean, you want to be the best. I want to be considered one of the best pound for pound. I want to leave behind a great legacy, you know, like the great Muhammad Ali. You know, I got to watch the story on him on ESPN, man, and it inspired me all over again watching that guy and all the adversity he went through. And back then, you know, they had a lot of racism and stuff like that. You know, to see people come through something like that and still be a great athlete, you know, I mean, they paved the way for us. I mean, we don't even have to deal with racism and all the bad stuff, but there's still a lot of adversity that we deal with that we have to make better for our kids. So, you know, watching a story like that on Muhammad Ali, and then ironically, I get to watch the story on Herschel Walker the other night that came on ESPN, and it's like I'm catching all these great stories. You know, and it's crazy because when I'm home, I never see these stories. And it's like I'm in my hotel room laying down, relaxing, and all of a sudden it's like all these stories are coming on. It's like a sign, you know, and it might be a sign from God that me handling myself in this aspect, being calm, being patient, waiting till the lights come on Friday night, I think it's going to all pay off for me.